Hi guys, this is Sam from Montreal, talking to you from University of Montreal, right? And this is Rose. I just met her, very nice girl and person, I would say. And I don't know her, but I would like to know her and talk to her about University of Montreal and education in general. Okay, so before much ado, I would like her to introduce a little bit about yourself, please.
Yeah, so I'm Rose. I go to school here at Polytechnique Montreal. Um, I'm a second year physics engineering student, and I've been to school in Montreal for my whole life. I went to French school and I went to English school, and so here I'm back in French school again.
Oh, very nice. So French, English, and then French.
Yeah.
So that's why you speak very well. Okay, very nice. Thank you, Rose. Second year, you said
Yeah.
physics engineering.
Second year physics engineering student.
Fantastic. I have bachelor's in engineering. I mean physics. Sorry.
Yeah, physics.
Well, master's in software engineering.
We'll see about a master's.
Okay.
Got a lot left.
Okay. Very nice. Thank you, Rose. And moving on to the next one, I would like to ask you. You already told me your discipline, which would be engineering, right?
Yeah.
Of course. And you're in second year, and program of history again we just talked about. Okay. So, what would you say in general about the standard or quality of education in University of Montreal? What would you rank it from 0 to 10, whatever you want to say. How's your experience?
I mean, I really like it.
Okay.
There's a lot of variety of teachers and way of teaching. Some teachers have more of their classes online, some are more in person. So you get to kind of choose what's best for you.
Absolutely.
Of course, it kind of depends on the program too. I know in my program we're really not a lot of people, so there's a lot less options for courses.
Right.
But everyone's there for each other, and like you make friends in your program, and they help you a lot.
Absolutely.
And so there's a nice sense of community within the programs. And I know I'm definitely learning a lot.
Okay.
So
Very nice, very nice. And excuse me. So, what would you say roughly, like, as I said, 0 being, nothing, and 10 being fantastic? So, roughly, I mean, it's not official.
yeah, I'd probably say a 7 or an 8.
7,
Yeah,
Very good.
I really like it. Yeah, I think once you find what works for you and how you're how you like kind of control your own education, it
Right.
gets a lot better once you know like the strategies.
Right. Fantastic. Okay, so your faculty would be engineering faculty or a school, right?
Yeah, so this is the engineering like faculty like the school,
Faculty.
and then in the engineering school I'm in physics engineering.
Physics, right.
Yeah.
Okay, makes sense, of course. You're just trying to
Yeah, there's
tell
like
people.
3 schools in Université de Montréal, so yeah.
Oh, I see. Because there are different.
Yeah, like over there is the actual Université de Montréal where you can do like either like teaching or basically anything else, and then there's the business school again further down. So
I understand that. Yeah, because there are optional subjects and
yeah, exactly.
electives.
So we're all like associated to the same university, but yeah.
Perfect. Okay. All right. So, um, what if you know? Of course, you know your program we just talked about, engineering and physics and business. Of course, all together. In your view, and if you know, what are the best programs or schools around here which are popular in a way, or you know of any of those schools or disciplines?
Yeah,
Are there?
so I know that this engineering school is very respected and well known in the
Alright.
province. Yes, and I know that if you want to stay at Université de Montréal, the business school HSC is also well known and good.
I see.
Yes, and then that's in French. In English, obviously everyone knows about McGill.
Make it right.
Basically,
Right.
anything would do there would be good. I know Concordia have some good programs too,
I see.
journalism and anything to do with business.
Right, right. I mean, this university, if you know, like what are some of the best schools, you would say engineering or medical or something else?
I think they have a good medical program.
Okay.
I have a friend who's in dental and really likes it.
Oh, really? Okay,
Yeah.
okay. So,
But I know that here is really well known for their the engineering programs.
Engineering program.
Yeah, we have a lot of international students
oh,
as
really?
well. Yeah.
So you would kind of say that engineering is probably the top or one of the top schools?
I think so. I mean, that's why I went here. So I'm
fine.
probably biased.
Exactly. You know, it's personal, nothing official. So yeah, that's fine. Okay. Very good. Cool. All right. So, any opportunities or incentives you got into this program of engineering and physics? What you were thinking, like is there any, you think there are a lot of jobs around it, or there are a lot of incentives here available to?
Yeah, I think
try?
it kind of depends on the program you're in, especially these days. The job market's going up and down for
Yeah.
pretty much everything.
Right.
So I know that in physics, I'm kind of lucky because not a lot of people go into physics. So if you graduate, you get good odds at
Oh,
a
wow.
job.
That's good thinking. I really like.
I mean, also I like it, but
I really, as I said, I'm not joking. Of course, I'm not saying for everything. Physics was my favorite subject,
yeah.
and I wanted to do PhD, but I did not.
I mean, it's the kind of thing that you were like, okay, yeah, I'm gonna do a bunch of physics, and I love physics, and then you get there and you're like, this is hard.
Yeah.
Do I really want to do another like 5 years?
So you think like it's kind of hard in here?
Yeah, it's definitely difficult. It's a lot. It's a lot of work. It's a lot of concentration, and you need to be focused on your studies basically year round. I mean, we're in June now, and I'm still here.
Yeah, that's
Yeah,
right.
and so it's definitely difficult, and it takes I think a certain like type of person to excel here, and I think it doesn't need to be the person with the best grades. I think it's if you're motivated and you're ready to put in the work,
Right.
it's possible. It'll
I
be
see.
difficult, but it's definitely possible.
I got you. So yeah, see, these are all good things to find out about. That is a great program, but it has pros and cons, right?
Yeah.
Well, very good. So yeah, since we talked about the workload, so you would say you have to stay all the night to do the work. It's too much load, or is it medium kind of?
It depends. I think it depends on the person you are and how good at like time management and managing your own workload. Like, if you're organized, it'll definitely help.
Right.
Especially since like you have something basically every week in a semester. You have either an exam or like a project due or something.
Right.
There's always something to do. But I know that, I mean, personally, I'm on the soccer team
Oh,
at
wow.
the school, so my time management is like, I've always got something, so
Okay.
if I'm not busy, I'm like, what do I do?
Oh,
So,
really?
I mean, that, it helps, and it also is a bit of a disadvantage because I'm always doing something, so sometimes I don't feel like I have the time to do 100% in everything.
Right.
But if you manage your time well, I
But
think
for
everyone can.
okay, sorry.
Yeah.
But for an average student, you would say that they're like under the burden of the workload, or they are like okay, feeling normal, easy, or fine. Average.
I think I definitely wouldn't consider it easy. There's always more you can do to like prepare for exams, and I feel like the average grades are relatively low until you find like your own routine and how much work you personally need to put into your each class. And some classes take a lot of work.
A lot of work.
And well, yeah, some more than others, but it's definitely I think the main downside to like probably engineering school in general, but here as well, it would be the workload and how much.
Workload?
Yeah.
Yeah, okay. And that kind of is concern of pretty much everybody or not really?
Yeah, definitely. It's probably something you talk about with your friends a lot. Like you go out of class and you're like, oh no, I need to do another project now.
Okay.
But once again, like everyone's kind of in the same boat, so they all understand what you're going through, and like you make friends that are like willing to help, and then you
Right.
help your friends, so it makes it a
So
lot
you,
easier.
perfect. So you think the quality of instruction is needs a little bit of maybe
I think
Mhm.
I think it's like
Improvement.
well-meaning, and like you kind of have to fend for yourself in like the learning parts of it. Like
I see.
sometimes, if especially if you like don't connect with the teacher or find that their teaching style isn't really for you, that you'll have to like kind of teach yourself
Yeah.
the material.
I
But
see.
I think that with like with the rest of the people that are kind of in the same boat as you, it gets easier, and like especially at the start, it might be a bit difficult, but the more you like push through and the more
Right.
classes you take, and then it gets easier.
Yeah, I think it's pretty much everywhere.
Yeah, probably.
Some teachers will be wow,
Yeah.
some will be like okay. Again, it's not to demonize them. It's rather how they teach.
Exactly, and it depends on the person. Like I have, like my favorite teacher at this school has been like the least favorite teacher of some of my friends. Like
Okay.
it really depends on the person.
Same thing we had, yeah, everywhere. Okay, perfect, perfect. All right, so moving on to the next one. What would you say if there are a lot of scholarships and internships and things available to the students or not really?
There definitely is. I'm not really up to date with all the scholarships because I have, well, the Quebec government pays me to do my schooling if I'm at temps plein, so if I have 12 credits. But that's not a bourse.
Mhm.
I don't know how to say bourse in English.
Books, right? Yeah.
Like
The
yeah,
material?
no, like they give us money. Ils donnent des bourses.
Okay,
Um,
they give you money, not the books.
No, no,
Uh-huh.
like the books. So like they give every semester I get $2,500 if I pass like 12 credits of classes.
Oh, I see.
Yeah, I don't know how to explain it.
So like a conditional.
Yeah, so like we get like
Uh-huh.
conditional, like they basically pay our
Conditional
semester.
support.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So we get like conditional support,
Mhm.
which really incentivized a lot of people to go into engineering, but that's not available anymore if you're starting. So I'm lucky that I'm like the last cutoff that gets my school
Oh.
paid. But or else I know that I have access to scholarships because of the soccer team, and with the Carabins, they give us scholarships. They give us access to scholarships.
For
So-
soccer team, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Okay.
Yeah, so I know that like I don't really need to worry about the rest of the scholarships because I have access to those.
I see.
So I'm not really like
But in general, you see people struggling with financial scholarships, or they're like finding something here and there.
yeah. I know that most of my friends get the money from the government, the $2,500 every semester, and that I know that really helps. But I think that's only for like students that are from Quebec, so I'm not really
I
sure
see.
how that works and
I
stuff
see.
like that. Yeah.
So Quebec students are kind of covered a bit, but don't know about the out of as we
Yeah,
say.
I don't know.
in US we say out of state, you know.
No,
Like
yeah.
I'm in Virginia, I'll pay less in Virginia,
Yeah.
but somebody from Maryland will pay more.
Yeah, probably. But I know that they have other scholarships like for them. I don't know how many or how much.
I see.
Like yeah.
But there are like things available.
Yeah, there are
somehow.
definitely resources available like on the websites and all like yeah.
Okay. Because some of the universities or the provinces or states really have a lot of great support. Some have so-so, you know. So you
Yeah.
would say,
I really don't know, but
Mhm.
I know there are some scholarships that are available. I don't know if there's a lot, and I don't know how much money they give, but I know that there are.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay, perfect. So moving on to the next one, what are the requirements for admissions? TOEFL, GRE, SAT, or any other tests are required?
I don't think. I actually don't know if the SATs are requirements. I mean, it probably would help to have one.
Right.
Me personally, I went through CEGEP here in Quebec, so I had my R
CEGEP.
score. Yeah.
Okay, it's
I
some
had-
test. Sorry.
Yeah, no,
Okay.
some universities like require either an extra year of like preparation if you haven't gone to CEGEP.
Oh, wow.
I know there's a program for that here. I have a friend in my class who did it, and she's doing well now. So I guess like
Oh, okay.
I guess it worked. I think it depends of which classes you took.
Uh-huh.
Wherever, like in either Ontario, the States, or whichever country, depends like how the credits work out. I know that they have specific requirements for French students and students from Europe that are different from the ones from the States and from Ontario. And I know like, so I don't really know what the
Right.
requirements are. I know that to get into the school though, it's not that high for like CEGEP students.
I see.
Like we needed a 27 R score to be like eligible,
I see.
and then only some programs actually choose like students and like reject students.
I see.
In physics they don't because
Nobody's coming.
no, yeah, exactly. They're actually no, yeah.
Coming.
Yeah, so I knew that I didn't really need that much of a high R score to get into the school.
I see.
And, like the problem isn't getting in; it's once you're in.
Oh,
like
okay.
to keep with the rhythm of all the studies. And everything.
Okay.
Yeah.
So CEGEP is like a program for polishing your language skills or everything?
Basically, after like it's just a Quebec thing. We do 5 years of high school, and then we go 2 years in CEGEP, where you choose essentially if you want to do sciences or social sciences, and you could go a little bit more in depth in like administration, commerce. Stuff like that, or you could choose physics or chemistry and stuff like that. You get to choose a bit more, like branch out and open different doors.
Majors, kind of.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah,
so
yeah.
then you get to like kind of see what you like
What
and stuff
you
like
like,
that. So
okay.
once you get that diploma, then you get to
Exactly.
university. Yeah.
Kind of as we, in some countries they say pre-medical, pre-engineering.
Exactly.
Right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Exactly.
I see.
So, for example, which is basically I think the best thing about CEGEP is if you do your CEGEP and you want to go into med school, you don't need another bachelor's before. You could you did your CEGEP, you do your 1 year of pre-med, and you go into.
There you go. See
yeah,
the pre-med and
exactly.
all that. Okay.
Instead of
okay.
having to have another bachelor's.
And that is covered in CEGEP.
Yeah.
Okay. Very well. See, I didn't know about this.
Yeah. It's really like it's only in Quebec.
Yeah, that's right.
So like not very many people know about it, but it's
Right.
like it's such a like kind of like important part of like our schooling because you finish high school and you need to decide what you're going in, but it's not university yet. And then some like you could do also 3-year programs to go directly into the workforce.
Yeah.
And yeah, so like, even some people are like they spend so much time in CEGEP because they're like I don't know what to do, and then
Right. So it's like a kind of college, if you will.
yeah, it's
Right.
like a junior college.
Yeah, junior college. Right. Okay, very nice. Yeah, because see, this is I don't know what they do with the international students. Probably they put some requirements for them to match with CEGEP
Yeah,
or
probably.
something. Pre-med, pre-engineering. Okay. But for you, it's a CEGEP.
Yeah, for me it was just follow everyone else go to CEGEP.
So
go to
2 years you did?
yeah, I did 2.5 because I was
2.5.
on the soccer team too there.
Yeah.
So I kind of took a bit more time, did an extra season.
So there's no restriction 2 or 2.5.
No. A lot of people do 2.5. Some even do 3. I have a couple friends who did 3.
I see.
Because 2 it's very condensed. It's like it's really a full, like full
I see.
semesters all the time.
Gotcha. Very well. Very nice. Thank you. And moving on. So, how is the social life and any attractions in this area of our
Yeah,
university?
I mean, I think this school in particular is like the engineering part is known for its social. Yeah, um, there's
Okay.
a lot of committees who plan like um, integrations, parties.
Mhm.
There's the Puddy Pub like every Friday. It's
You
it's
said bunny
fun.
pub, sorry?
Puddy Pub. So it's the committee that they have.
What is that?
I think that's what it's called. I've never been, but my friends go all the time. I
Okay.
mean, it's fun. It's
Okay.
fun when you get to go like every Friday. They have a little pub, but then sometimes you have exams and you're 2 stories up and you hear the music while you're doing your exam and you're like, no.
There's too much.
Yeah. No, yeah. So there's a lot of committees. You could go into anything like any niche interest you have. There's probably a committee for
Oh,
it.
really?
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Wow.
And either with the school or also maybe with your own program.
Uh-huh.
So there's like personally, I'm in a committee of for bien-être et inclusion. So we're trying to help students' mental health and try to include either women, people that just started in the winter instead of in the fall.
I
Since
see.
already physics, there's not a lot of people. The people that started in the winter, we were like 5. So
Right.
yeah,
right.
so either that or basically anyone who like feels a bit left out and wants to like make more friends in physics. So yeah, so
five
we could,
experience. So good. Yeah.
so yeah, we just that we have our own committee in the program that's not really open to the others. Like it's a physics
Yeah.
committee, but there's also other committees that are very similar, just like with the whole school together. So there's a lot of options you can find either in your own program or just with the school.
I see. So you said like 5 guys were there in the.
Yeah, so
Okay.
because I did 2.5 years of CEGEP,
Oh.
I started in January, the winter semester, instead of the fall semester with like the rest of the people. So in physics, every year there's about 80 people that join like first years.
Okay.
I know last year there was 50, which was really not a lot, but anyways, so
Okay.
there were 80, and then in the winter we were 6 that
Six.
started.
Really?
And then,
Such a big drop.
yeah, so it's with programs that are a lot more popular, like mechanical and electrical engineering. Like there's a lot like more people that start in the winter and also obviously in the fall. So because not a lot of people go into physics, even less people go into physics in the winter. So we were like 6, so we're all friends with the same people, and then some people already dropped, so we're
But
down to
then
like
we-
5 or 4.
Oh, really? But that may be the reason that in winter there are few people joining the university, you know?
Yeah, so not every university has programs that start in the winter and in the fall.
Right.
And even this university doesn't have every program starting in the fall or
Oh, really?
in the winter, yeah.
Oh, in the winter.
Yeah, so like even my sister's going to the business school and she had to wait to next fall to start. So it
Gotcha.
really depends.
Mhm.
And obviously most people finish their CEGEP either in 2 or 3 years, not 2.5. So, or they take a semester off and go work and then come back.
But the CEGEP is not in here, it's before university, right?
Yeah, yeah.
Okay.
So depending on where you finish your CEGEP, you'll start your university probably later or earlier.
I see.
So the norm,
Mhm.
which is really would be 2 years, and then you start in the fall.
I see.
But because I did an extra half, like
Right.
an extra semester, I started later.
Okay, very well. Well, thank you for all this information. That will help some of the students.
Yeah. It's a very like particular like education, like just like the whole province is very like there's no other province like this.
So it's unique.
Always got to be different.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, you said different, but CEGEP is pre-med kind of thing, or
Yeah, and that's like the a way to see it would be if you want to like it's like the pre-med if you're going into med, but it's
Right.
also like the same thing for business school, the same thing
Right.
for anything you do. If you want to do a university, if you want to have a bachelor's, you need to have like your DSC, which is like the CEGEP.
Okay, if you are not going to university, you cannot do CEGEP program?
So there are programs in CEGEP if you don't want to do university.
Right.
You do it's called in technique.
Okay.
So it's when you go into CEGEP, you could either do pre-university or you could do a technique.
Right.
The technique is 3 years, and it basically preps you for like the job market. So I know there are some engineering techniques.
Mhm.
So they became, well, instead of becoming engineers, they become like technicians that work with engineers.
I saw one story here while walking. There was, I don't know, some technique in the next building.
Yeah, the next building.
Few
I
buildings.
think
Few buildings
that's
ahead.
yeah.
Some I forgot the name.
I think it's in supérieur, so I think it's like masters or like des certificats.
Mhm.
People do like certificates and like kind of more niche
Right.
stuff.
But if you don't want to go after high school, if you want to just do college, there's no concept of college here other than CEGEP.
Yeah, so after high school, if you don't have, like, you can go directly to the workforce with like a high school diploma,
Right.
but most people just go to CEGEP and try at least in technique if they don't want to go to university.
I see.
And I'm not really informed about
Yeah.
that, but I think it probably
There's some way.
yeah, it's
Okay.
like, but you could also go to different CEGEPs that are more like specific to what you want to do.
I see.
If you want to go into fashion, Collège La Salle has a good like fashion program, or if you want, you could do à distance. You could
Right.
do like, you could focus on more specific like
Yeah.
work.
Yeah, because see, like we have community college
Yeah.
in America, as you know. So after high school, many kids, some go directly to the university, undergrad program.
Yeah.
Okay? Some will go to community college, do bachelor's or associate degree, 2-3
Yeah.
year, right?
Yeah.
And then
Yeah, that's
they
probably what it is.
yeah. So then they can work after that,
Yeah.
or like have an associate or bachelor's degree,
Yeah, and then go with it.
or can go to university after that. You know?
I think that's probably what like
CEGEP.
yeah, CEGEP
Yeah.
is like to us. You could
Community college.
you
kind of
could
thing.
yeah, I think it depends kind of also which CEGEP you go to.
Okay.
Some I know that there's some private CEGEPs that only give certain programs, so you can only go into like either social sciences like commerce and administration, or you could go into like pure and applied sciences or health sciences. So
Right.
like, I know some give less options and are more like preparing you for university, and some have more like technique programs to like help you join the workforce.
And the high school is 10 years or 12 years? 12 grade or 10 grade?
It's
You did 10 grades?
11.
11?
Yeah. So you join, you finish your 6th grade, you go like 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, all in the same. It's
Okay.
not middle school, high school. It's just like high school.
Okay.
But it's like secondaire 1, 2, 3, 4, and
Okay.
5.
You know, I think we have in US 12.
Yeah.
High school
Yeah,
is
it's
12
middle
grade.
school, and then, and then there's all names. And yeah.
So it's 12 grade always. Then your high school
Yeah,
graduate.
so
Yeah.
that's where like the difference. I know a lot of friends went to school in the States, so they did their up until grade 11, and then they did 1 year of CEGEP where they took all of like the classes that they would kind of need to take. Like if they went into engineering, they would take like calc classes, physics classes, and stuff like that, and then
Right.
went to the States.
True. Okay.
Yeah.
So that's something similar to that.
Yeah,
Okay.
and it's a lot of students have different paths. Like there's like an infinite amount of like classes you can take, courses, like all that. Every student has their own path, and like I think that if you want to go to the States afterwards, like you could. It's definitely possible. Like
I
you could.
see.
if you're from here and want to go there, like there's ways that you could do it that you don't
Yeah.
need to do your whole CEGEP and then take the same classes again and then do another 4 years of bachelor. Yeah.
Very well, thank you, really appreciate it. Because see, why I'm asking you all this, because I don't know anything about this, and whoever is in US versus in Canada, so many people don't know this. Right?
No, yeah, it's like I feel like Quebec is such a particular province for education. It's
So you think Ontario is different?
yes,
Ontario?
so they also do 12 years of
12.
high school. Yeah, they go up to year 12, and then they don't have CEGEP.
Oh.
So I know a lot of my friends went to university in Ottawa.
Mm.
It's a bilingual school, I think. So they could take their classes in French, so they knew how to like yeah.
So they're probably more like America.
Yeah.
Oh, I see.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay. Well, you are unique. Okay. Thank you so much. I appreciate that.
No problem.
Okay. I should have got a bottle of water for you, but
It's fine.
and for me too. All right. Wonderful. So we were talking about social life. You told me about that. So there are a lot of committees
Yeah.
and friendship. Kind of.
Yeah, and like if you can join, there's also a lot of sports that you could join with the rest of the school. Like if you don't want to be friends with engineers, you
Right,
can
right.
go to the SEPSM. You can play on teams for fun, or you could watch like there's a lot of like good sports teams at this school
I see.
that you could and I mean that's how I made a lot of my friends at this school. So
Very good, very good.
yeah.
And as you know, in US, those athletes get a lot of credits and of course financial help and acceptance in the university. Also
Yeah.
is based on if you had a
Yeah,
high school.
yeah, yeah.
with that, right?
It does help. I know it doesn't help for the engineering school.
Mhm.
So I like my GPA, if I had one coming into the like this school, wouldn't be changed because I'm on the soccer team.
Oh, really?
But if I was going to the business school or just Université de Montréal in general,
I
then
see.
it would have helped me. That's like the yeah. So I have friends that had their R scores bumped up to help them because they were on the team or
Right.
something like that. Like yeah,
Makes sense, kind of.
yeah, it helps. So if you're good at a sport, try out.
So
you
are
never
in-
know.
So you're in the wrong place. Well, okay, cool. Alrighty. But about this area, because this was my first time. Normally, when I visit, I live in downtown. So now I chose university because of this, and it's a little far away from main downtown, right? The center.
Yeah.
So you feel okay here? Or?
Yeah, so I personally, I'm from the West Island, so I'm from even further,
Okay.
still on the island, but some people say
Uh-huh.
you're not even from Montreal. Like, okay, whatever.
Yeah,
So,
other side of it.
yeah, so I would have to take the bus or the train and the metro for about an hour and a half to get here.
Oh, really?
So yeah. So this year, for my second year, I rented an apartment with a roommate,
Oh, wow.
with a friend. So I live 20 minutes away. Like I walk 20 minutes to class, and that's it. So, and it's very like accessible with the subway. Like the metro's right there, and I get to like walk. And I know that on the street, right next to the school, there's like it's basically only student housing. Like
Nearby.
yeah, like on the street, just that goes the whole length of campus, whole bunch of apartments, basically only students.
Oh, really?
So yeah. So
It's like a student campus.
kind of, yeah. Like
Okay.
you could walk, and then you see all of the numbers to call to rent, and like yeah.
Oh,
It's like a
wow.
thing. Like in March, you go and you call all the numbers and say, oh yeah, like do you guys have anything available or
I see.
yeah.
So that's cool. So that kind of makes me ask you that is the living in this area expensive or not really?
Yeah, obviously in Canada right now we're kind of in a living crisis. But the
Oh.
housing crisis is very to rent is very expensive.
Okay.
and I know that I have a roommate, and I wouldn't be able to live near campus if I didn't have one.
Okay.
But a lot of people are in the same boat as me, and like
Right.
need roommates and stuff. And I think that the housing next to the school isn't that expensive because it's basically only students that live there, so it's kind of what they can afford.
Oh, I see.
So yeah.
So, what is like? I don't want to ask you, but what is average you would say cost of living monthly or yearly?
It's probably you'll probably end up paying about. It's tough to say, depending on how many roommates you have and how.
Oh, I see, I
yeah.
see.
So I know that the residents that live on campus, but like with the school, like that are in res here,
Right.
it's like really it's not that expensive, but you have barely nothing. So you have like a small tiny room with like a tiny desk and a mini fridge, and that's it.
Yeah.
And then yeah, but if you're on Edouard Petit, I know a friend that was paying like about 1,400 for 2 rooms.
Oh, for
So she
one-
would split it with her roommate, so it's like 700
Okay.
each, that was like not expensive.
I see.
But it really depends.
Depends,
I know
yeah.
that I joined my roommate, and we like have a particular like living arrangements with like the rooms and stuff. So it's like I'm not the best person to ask for that. 'Cause-
Okay. No, meaning what I was asking is this area expensive or okay? Medium?
it's I think Montreal in general is expensive.
Is it expensive?
But next to this school isn't that expensive, and you can definitely find something that's affordable if you're willing to look
I see.
and like put the time into it, or else les résidences it's not expensive.
And I actually forgot about the tuition. Tuition is like very expensive itself.
For that's the thing with Quebec education as well. If you're from here, it's really not expensive.
Oh, I see.
If you're from Ontario or like another province, it's a bit more expensive. But if you're an international student, I think that's when it's like actually expensive. It's never as expensive as like going to the States, I think,
Oh,
'cause
okay.
that's really expensive.
Okay.
But like for one semester, I'll pay like $2,000.
$2,000.
Yeah, for
Oh,
like
okay,
for my
for you,
classes.
for
Yeah,
you.
for me. But I'm from here, so it's
That's pretty good.
really not expensive. Yeah, and plus with the money from the government that I would make if I pass all my classes, then
Because see, I was talking to Washington University students. They've been like hundreds of.
yeah, no, it's insane. Yeah, like, and I have friends who went, and like I like could have gone with like soccer and stuff if I wanted to try to like go to the States.
I see.
And like it's just like, well, if you're not on a full ride scholarship, like ooh, it gets expensive. So I know that here is not. I don't think it'll ever be that expensive. Like
Yeah.
even if you're an international student, I don't know exactly how much it is, but
So
yeah,
I think Canada is relatively cheaper in
Yeah.
education.
yeah,
Okay, very good. Very nice. Good for you.
yeah. I'm not complaining about that.
Okay. That's why you are okay with physics, right?
Yeah, exactly.
Right, so I'll try to sum it up. So what do you think job opportunities of now and after you are done will be a lot for you or for students of this university in general, or it's really tough for them to compete in this country?
Yeah, I know if you want to stay in Quebec, you probably have, like, especially if this is a French school, so like everyone speaks French and stuff. Like, if I'm graduating as an engineer who like speaks French, I'll have more job opportunities in Quebec. But I know that a lot of people go in France, in Europe, where they can, like France and Belgium too.
Well, then,
Yeah.
some, not Africa, but they speak in some countries, right?
Exactly. Yeah. Exactly. Yeah. So they'll either go there, but I think it also really depends on which program you're in.
I see. Yeah, definitely.
Because like I know the me looking for a job in physics engineering compared to someone who's in like software engineering or like informatic and stuff like that, they like are, it's very separated, and like I won't find a job in their field, they won't find a job in my field. So I think it really depends on that, and I know that there's a lot of like mechanical engineers, there's a lot of electrical engineers, so they will probably have a more difficult time to find job opportunities, and me like the people that just graduated in physics, they were 11 people, so they all got jobs.
Okay, again, good for you. What I meant in general, you're right, but what I meant in general is that, like Harvard University. So you're a graduate of Harvard.
Yeah, you graduate from Harvard, he's like, okay, yeah, I'm a Harvard graduate. Yeah, obviously I'm gonna get a job.
That's why I joined,
Yeah, I think that this school in particular is known for being very theoretical. So you get known on the like job market as like people that know a lot of stuff, but they get to the job market and they don't know what to do, but they know what they, yeah. But so it's still like good knowledge, and eventually like there's a reason why like this engineering school is known out like in Quebec and in Canada, and even like we have a lot of international students that come here for a reason.
So you think this school is very well known in Canada? The University of Montreal and Oh really?
Yeah.
Very nice, very nice.
Yeah.
What would you say, if you know, like in Canada, this would rank like top 5, top 10? Or...
I think it, the rankings change a lot.
Right.
I think, personally, I think it's a top 10 school.
Really?
Yes, but we don't get a lot of, like, most of the country is English speaking if you're not from Quebec, so we don't get like someone who is from BC won't really come here when they could just go to UBC, which is also a great school. So like, but that being said, it's a good school.
Like it's developed.
Yeah, it's well known, and also like whichever like committees you join and stuff are really gonna help like your CV and all that. Yeah.
Oh, okay, very nice. So may not be the sport, but that committee will help you.
What? Sorry?
May not be the sport or athlete you are, but that committee will help you in finding a
basically
job.
Anything you do that is more than just your schooling, because like the workload is so like intense, and because like engineering school is difficult wherever you are. It's gonna be difficult. If the second you do something even more, it's gonna help you a lot.
Yeah, and I know kind of that some schools or universities are really theoretical physics, like Italy. One of the doctors there, he was from Pakistan, and I'm originally from Pakistan. So he got Nobel Prize in physics. He was theoretical physicist.
Yeah.
So good for you.
Yeah. No, it's fun. I like it.
Because what you mentioned, like it's not more practical than more theoretical.
Yeah. So depending on which school like you go to, they're known for either a more practical approach or a more theoretical approach.
Right.
And especially in physics, there's only two schools in Quebec that give that have a physics engineering program. So, and plus physics is known as the most theoretical out of like all of the engineerings you could do as at this school, probably in general as well. So that wouldn't help me if being theoretical is bad, but I know that because of that I could go into more different things afterwards. I could go into mechanical because I've done the physics about it.
Physics is amazing. Really? It's terrifying.
This is just a rant about how physics is great and we love physics.
Quantum physics.
No, I have a couple classes on quantum physics in the next couple years.
Yeah. So the quantum computing is the next thing.
Yeah, if it is, I'll find a job quickly.
Okay. You will. All right, perfect. So let me finish it off. I took a lot of your time. Sorry about that. Okay, so finally, like second last, any do's or don'ts, pros and cons for the future students before and after coming to this university or school?
Yeah, I think the main thing that people tell you when you go into engineering is to never fall behind.
Okay.
So like work your hardest to like try to keep up with the like the order of the material and stuff.
Nice.
Personally, I think that's impossible. I think that you're always gonna fall behind at one point. I think that the way that the more success you're gonna have depends on how you're able to like catch up and how you're able to manage like the time because you're always running out of time. So I'd say like if you're able to manage your time well, that'll help a lot.
Makes sense.
And,
Okay.
yeah, and I think that making friends helps a lot. Like everyone understands what you're going through because they're going through the same thing. Like we all have the same classes and stuff. So like struggling alone with trying to like get all the notes and stuff. Like if you have, I know the engineering students tell you to make friends. Like why to say this, but it helps a lot when like there's with the sense of community that you have with the.
Yeah. So there's pro and or do and don'ts is that okay, manage your time. Right?
Yeah.
In general, as you live in the university or attend the university, any pros cons of coming here? This may not be great for you, and
Yeah,
this may
I
be
think
great.
it's obviously like the obvious ones. It's a French school, so if you're more of an English speaking person, like you'll probably have a better time at another school.
So there's no English instruction?
No, all the classes are. Oh my God, ça va? Yes. Ouais, déjà mieux le chat. You're fine. On peut commencer. Tu vas au box? Ok, ouais. On se voit là? Parfait. Alright. Sorry, she's a friend from soccer. Yeah.
So yeah, you were talking about French language, right?
Yeah, so the pros, yeah,
There's cons a little bit.
yeah, if you're comfortable with the language, it helps a lot.
Yeah.
They don't, all the classes are given only in French.
Oh.
But like, I did my CEGEP in English, so sometimes I write stuff in English on my like paper when I'm doing tests, and like they haven't taken it off points for that. So
Really?
they haven't yet.
Oh my.
I don't know, but yeah. So that's a main one, yeah.
This minute, yeah. I kind of felt being here. If I'm in downtown, I feel more like people speaking English. Here, even I saw some of the streets.
Yeah, and like I think in Quebec in general, it's very French-speaking province. But when you're in Montreal, that's when like most people speak English.
Right.
Like the second you're out of the island, that like it's really pretty much only French.
Yeah.
So even like in Montreal, if you're here for studies or not for studies, like you'll find someone who speaks English.
Yeah.
Like it's, yeah.
So yeah, that's a really good point. If you want to come here, you better know the French. Okay.
I mean, unless you're like willing to learn in like 2
Right,
weeks
right.
before you fall behind in your classes.
Yeah, learn in a bad way.
No, yeah, exactly.
Perfect. So the last question, okay. So yeah, what would be your message to the students, aspirants who want to come join in the future? You know, in general, whatever you think, we talked about already a lot of things. But whatever, if anything comes to your mind, that okay, this is my message for you.
Yeah.
Don't, I mean, whatever you want to say, do sport or physics is tough or what, anything else.
Yeah. Well, I think the best way you're gonna succeed is to do something that you enjoy, and the hard part is to find something that you enjoy that makes money too.
Right.
But
That's true.
but at the end of the day, like your studies are gonna be difficult. Like whatever happens, like if you're doing something that you actually like, it'll make it easier, and if you're motivated, it'll be a lot easier.
Sure.
So if you're thinking of doing something that you don't know if you actually enjoy, it'll probably be a lot more difficult than something that you like. So if that's physics or if it's not physics, it doesn't matter. But
There's this very valid point. Yeah. And well, anything else, or that's pretty much it you would
I
say?
think that's it.
Okay.
I mean, overall, the school's fun. It's nice.
Okay, it's a
Yeah.
nice, fun, okay. In general, it's great in school.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think so. And well, thank you so much. Really appreciate your time, and I wish you really good luck. And I love physics. Those stuff. I know that. So I struggled myself also with my bachelor's. But yeah, I hope that you will do something great. And maybe quantum physics or something.
We'll see. I mean, I'm not there yet, but I'll definitely have classes on it. So if I like it, maybe I'll take a couple more.
Yes, sure. Well, thank you, Rose, and this was Rose, and I again thank her for her time, and see you all the guys later. Bye-bye.